First question I have on this. So far, Build Back Better legislation has lost a lot of major Democratic pillars. Paid family leave, free community college, dental and vision benefits for Medicare, lower prescription drug costs. My question for you is, did the administration, do you think, simply try to go too far to the left with a Senate majority that frankly consists of the vice president?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. I would view it as a negotiation process. Obviously, when you start a bill, I was a legislator, and anytime I filed legislation, the bill never ended up the way I filed it. And I think that there was a lot in the beginning to put into the bill of kind of what we'd like to see happen. It's kind of setting an agenda. It doesn't mean that the fact that some of this investments recommended, whether it's paid family leave or some of the other things, won't happen in this administration. All it simply means is there's going to be another process. And I think that when you think about this bill, when I think about this bill, it's a $1.75 trillion investment in American people, whether it's in childcare, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in the environment, whether it's in job training, all these different areas. So I wouldn't necessarily say that, because I think you can't view the legislative process as wins and losses by what's filed and what ends up being. What at the end of the day, it's about compromise and working together, and that's what I think we're seeing play out here is the legislative process working.
One of the things that is still in the bill is childcare access expansion. And many people, you see studies all the time that say it's one of the biggest barriers to getting people, particularly moms, back into the workforce. Are you able to quantify what this bill could do for that and getting the labor shortage back up to speed?
Yeah, this is a tremendous investment in childcare. Anyone watching right now that has kids will understand this. Many families, individuals, mothers or fathers, they're paying, anywhere from 30, 40, 50% of their weekly salary for childcare. And quite honestly, lots of people are rethinking, wait a second, why am I working for 50% when I could actually take care of my children at home, and because you don't have strong quality childcare. So this is definitely an opportunity to change, a change for the American worker. It also invests in, to be specific, any individual family earning under $300,000 would pay a max of 7% for their child care. So that's number one. Number two, would make an investment also in the workforce, in child care and job training in child care, something that we haven't seen. Many child care facilities will tell you that, when they get a good staff person, oftentimes that they love that person stays with them for a couple of years and leaves because they're only able to pay them, 8, 9, 10, 12 bucks an hour. And they're losing them to teaching and other things. So this is about increasing wages as well for workers. And then a complement piece of this is also universal pre-kindergarten for 3 and 4-year-olds. I did it in Boston as mayor. I did 4-year-old pre-kindergarten, and it was a game changer for thousands of families. And I think that, and so at the end of the day, you're creating a system that's a stronger system for childcare, but you're also getting a better system for our kids. So when they get into school, they're more prepared. And the outcomes, the studies have all showed, if you have universal pre-kindergarten and good, strong quality, high quality childcare, the outcomes for our young people for their success in the future is so much better.
Okay, I want to ask you a question, maybe tangentially related to this, but more straight labor. August, September, we had 560,000 jobs out of the United States. I do not think I'm putting words in your mouth when I say that's not good enough. Washington Post quoted economist Nick Bunkeries with Indeed. He said the return to the labor supply normalcy will be a lot more gradual than many of us thought earlier this year. Do you see any reason to disagree with him on that?
No, it's the complicated thing here for a lot of us, and whether it's about jobs, creating jobs, or just around vaccines or what have you, we've never lived through this experience before of living through a pandemic. And it has caused lots of concerns in lots of different areas. And I think that when we think about the workforce, in the beginning, as we went through the pandemic and we were getting a year ago, we were thinking that the work site would be different. Would the work site be home? Would the work site be a physical work site? And now we're really evaluating the training, job training, workforce development, people coming back, people retiring, and lots of different factors. So I would agree with that statement. It's going to be gradual. And I think that we just have to continue to move forward here a day at a time. And hopefully, eventually Christmas season's coming. So I'm expecting I don't know if it'll reflect in this job report, but I'm expecting more people coming back into the workforce. Companies are being creative. Companies are paying their employees more money, which is not a bad thing. They're incentivized to get people to go to work for them. So there is some worker power going on. And I think that that's not a bad thing in our country, because for many, many years, workers have felt that they haven't been supported. And I think a lot of workers are being supported right now.
All right, do I have time for one more? Or am I over time, Mr. Secretary?
Emma, we okay for one more?
Quick one.
Quick one? Okay. Is there a breaking point on this Build Back Better legislation? Because I mean, we have 3.5, 175, and we basically have 2 Democratic senators, it seems, who are holding things up. Is there a breakneck point when you would recommend to the president, Mr. President, we have to go back to start over on this and come up with a bigger plan, or is this it and we're going to get through what we can?
No, I think, lots of negotiation have gone on. The president himself has been sitting down with people. We haven't really seen that in generations of a president actually using his legislative skill to work towards peace legislation. I don't think we go back. I think we continue to move forward. We have 2 very strong pieces of legislation that make collectively over $3 trillion of investment in the American people, whether it's in the physical infrastructure of our country or the human infrastructure of our country and human industries in our country. So I think that we're close. We're on the verge of getting this thing done. We just need to continue to stay moving forward. And I think when we're done, I think we also have to explain to the American people exactly what these bills will do to impact their life. I think a lot of people are very favorable towards these 2 bills, and the poll numbers say that, but I don't think people understand how important these bills actually are for the future of our workforce and the future of our healthcare system and our physical infrastructure. So I think that hopefully next time I'm on with you, we're talking about the investments and how we're going to put them out there.